Hey guys, Matthias here from Molnify. Today I want to talk to you about how UI cells work in Molnify. UI cells in Molnify are the third cell of one input. So this is the title of the input, this is the actual input, and this here is the UI cell. And you can have it blank and then it will look like this in Molnify. It will be a numerical box like this that you can change with the plus and minus, and you can also type in stuff here. So if I want to change this now, I can go here to the sheet and I can type, for instance, I can type slider. If I then go back to the app, I can click update, and the first input will now be a slider from 0 to 30. But maybe I want to have a slider from 0 to 50. Well, I'll go back to the app again. And in the UI cell, I will separate my commands with a semicolon like this. And I will type min equals 0, semicolon, max equals 50. And then I'll go back to the app again and just update it from the sheet. And now we can see that the slider goes from 0 up to 50. I can also put more stuff in here. For instance, maybe I want the delta to be 0, 5, 10, and so on. Well, then I can specify delta equals 5 here as well. I'll go back to the app and update it. Now we can see that you go from 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. You can also put mean and max in a numerical box like this. Maybe here I'll type mean equals 0, max equals 50. I'll go back to the app and update it again, and now I can type -1, but it will become 0. If I type 60, it'll go back to 50. What you also can put in your inputs are prefixes and postfixes. So for instance, if I want this to become $3 here, for instance, I can go into the UI cell and I can type semicolon first and then prefix equals and then a $sign. When I now update the app, I will get a $sign in front of the number 3 here. If I am Swedish,
I am from Sweden.
In that case, I want to put the prefix of SEK in, but in Sweden, it's not a prefix, it's a postfix. So then I can change this into postfix equals SEK, Swedish 1 krona. And then when I update the app, it will say SEK here instead. Then we have inputs that are text fields. So if I create another field here, a text field like that, what I can do is I can just create a blank cell that is green, because you color your inputs green in Molnify. And then when I update the app, I will get an input that I can type anything in. So anything. But if I type a really long text here, this box won't get any bigger, so it's going to be a bit weird to read here. So in that case, I can in the UI cell specify text area, and that will create a text area that is expandable. So I can type anything, and then I can also expand this area by doing this, or I can of course also just drag this to any size that I want. Another thing you can do is that you can input a placeholder. I'll create another input here, just a blank input, and I don't want to write anything in this input, but I want a person to specify his email here. So in that case, I can type placeholder equals enter email, for instance. Then when I update my application, I will get one more input, and that input will have enter email in it. Another thing you can have in your app could be a list. So let's make a list here of 4 months. like this. Define named range, and I'll name this months. Now when I have my named range, I could have a list, and in here in this cell where I have my input, I'll go data validation and months. And if I color this green and upload this, to click update in the Molnify app, this will create another input, and that will be this list. And since there aren't that many rows in this list, Molnify will turn the rows into small buttons like this that I can click. But maybe I want to have this as a drop-down list, and in that case I can just specify drop-down in the UI cell, and when I once again update this, I will have a searchable drop-down list instead. So if I type MA, I get March. Another thing that you might want to check out is how you create buttons in Molnify. So if I type button, and then I'll type false with capital letters, in that case I will get a button in my Molnify app, since true false becomes input buttons. So if I once again update the application, you can see now that I have a button here. But maybe I want to be a bit more clear on what this button does. I can add a description, and I can do that in the UI as well. Description equals this describes my button. Back to the app and update once more, and now I also have a description for my button. Another common thing to have your UI cell do is to create dividers in your app. So for instance, right now this app is all one part here. Then I can add divider names to my app, and the way to do that is to go once again to the UI cell, type a semicolon, and you type divider name equals numerical inputs, and maybe here I'll type divider name equals text inputs. Now if I update the app once more, Molnify will create nice dividers like this. You get a text and you get a little line like this, and that will help you to kind of style your app and have it make more sense. If you haven't done so, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. If you want to try out to make your own apps, please go to app.molnify.com and start your 14-day free trial. Have a nice day. Bye bye.